Hello, Pranam. I am back again. I know it's a bit delayed, but I am back again. I know it's a bit delayed, but I have a full time entrepreneurship job to do. I'm very excited about Autoverse, which is a baby that I have sort of given birth to 3 years back. So I'm quite committed and passionate for making that work. And this one is a Sunday hobby, like I said. So sorry, I could not post this video about India Pakistan match or India Netherlands match in due time. But here I am, and I will now speak about both of it together. So, what happened at the end of the league stages? We are back at 12 games in a row that India has won in the T20 World Cup matches. So, this is no mean task. It's a very, very difficult one because in T20, a team can have a good day and they can beat you, like we've seen in this tournament already, right? So there is nobody who is a top favorite, nobody who is a minnows, and in this very format, anybody can beat anybody. And in that scenario, for India to continue this winning streak is amazing and augurs well, of course, for our World Cup chances. And with that, we of course move to the Super Eights, right? And the game of Pakistan, it was amazing. It was trial by fire, as they say, or let me say trial by spin. And like I had mentioned in my previous video, that it's not going to be easy. India will have a lot of spin to deal with. And in our recent past across formats, India have not played spin well. But I was so happy to be proven wrong. It was not a close match at all between India and Pak. And India succeeded the spin challenge gloriously well. They handled five Pakistani spinners that they threw at us with aplomb, with great finesse, and with a very clear game plan. I think almost every batter knew what had to be done to put up a fantastic 175 on that pitch, which was about 20-25 above par. So I think India did a fabulous job in that game. And of course, when it came to bowling, of course, we had our stars in Hardik and Bumrah who got us those important breakthroughs inside the power play, and they were almost four down by about seven odd overs, which was outstanding. So I think all in all, the India Pak match was outstanding. India clobbered Saim Ayub, Shadab, as well as Abrar in the first few overs quite strongly, and of course, Ishan was the main lead in doing that, and that led to a lot of comfort at the end. And even though we lost wickets at the end, but I think eventually we posted a very good score. And the kind of bowling lineup we have, I think it's something that we can take that luxury or liberty to kind of post maybe a few less runs and still have a chance to win. So India Park, outstanding, great time I had watching every ball and the way the match was until the end of first innings. So exciting to watch, and yeah, eventually Pakistan did what they do. Either they shine very bright or they are very dull, and that's what happened in the second innings. And the whole Usman Tariq challenge was, of course, blunted. And thanks to their own captain, because he didn't bring him on until the 11th over, which meant that by then a lot of good work was done by Indian batsmen. So he could not create a real impact. Yeah, he was decent, but nothing that maybe Erasmus did, like picking up four wickets and just stopping the run flow at our end. So I think that is something that was outstanding. And coming to the Netherlands match, I think it was something that India was yet again challenged, because we tend to lose a few wickets in clusters. But still, we had some shining stars who helped us post almost 200 kind of a total. And that was big enough for the Netherlands kind of batting lineup. They tried to really come close to our target. Also, a little bit due to experimentation that India were doing with some of its bowlers. Like Bumrah didn't bowl his full quota of overs, and hence this was something that they were trying to experiment and dabble with, let's say, Abhishek Sharma and Tilak and all of that. Also, the last few overs were bowled by likes of Shivam Dubey, right, which is not typically the case. It is reserved for Bumrah. But they were trying to see if they can come up with a match winner there, right? So Netherlands could come close. But all in all, I think that game was also great in terms of India's ability to hit above par total, considering the team out there, and that's something that worked very well. What did India do very interestingly was that they got in Washington Sundar instead of Akshar Patel. That was a nice little try where they wanted to check if Washi can, sort of come in and provide that off spin variation. And of course, he's brilliant in his fielding, and of course, his batting also comes through well. But that idea didn't quite work. But I think it was a decent try considering the match was inconsequential for the outcome of the World Cup progression to Super 8. So I think it was a good idea, but I think Akshar still continues to be a favorite in my view. Kuldeep came in. He played the Pakistan game and played fairly well. Picked up 2 wickets, and I think he did his job for this World Cup. And my view is that he might not play the remaining games unless we see a wicket which has a lot of spin in it. Then we might see the same Pakistan kind of combination. But considering that the balance games are going to be in India, I think Kuldeep is done for the World Cup, and he served well in terms of that opportunity that he got in helping India beat Pakistan. So I think all in all, a nice little roundup in trying Kuldeep and Washi as well. Now, like we always do, let's look at the top three areas, the areas where we did exceedingly well as a team. Top area, Ishan Kishan. He continues to be our trump card now suddenly, right? And he's the guy who was not even in the contention for World Cup. Imagine how fortunes swing, and he got in, and he got preferred ahead of Sanju because Sanju continued to fail, and now Ishan is shining bright. I really hope and I keep my fingers crossed that he continues this rich vein of form, because that's going to be very, very important for us if a wicket falls quickly, which is happening now. So I think that was a big plus. Shivam Dube, outstanding contributions by him both in the Netherlands and the Pakistan game. He continues to play at a very high 175, 200 kind of strike rate and comes in very well and plays very smartly. So I clearly saw that in the Netherlands game. He was playing the Aryan Dutt out. He was just not hitting the ball at all. I believe he played 4 dot balls in that over. But what happened thereafter? He was, I think, 6 runs off 11 balls, and then he started smashing. So I think he played very intelligently. I was irritated at once, but I think he proved me wrong, and he played very, very well. So I think such is the application that a few of our other batters can also do. Especially like maybe at times Hardik gets carried away to hit a ball for a six, the first one he faces. Maybe even Rinku to that matter. Some other batters, Abhishek, for example, is a classic case. So if you play a few dot balls in T20 games, it would not do you any harm because you have the capability to hit through later. So Shivam Dube with his batting, with his bowling, I think is a fantastic asset to this team for it to win the World Cup. Bumrah and Hardik, another plus, right? Who continues to be dependable. Hardik with his bat more often than not, and Hardik also with the ability to take wickets. He does go for a few runs, and which is something that he can do better. But otherwise, I think he did a fantastic job in giving us the important breakthroughs in both the matches, Pakistan as well as Netherlands. And we have a massive trump card in the bowling department with Varun. So Varun Chakravarti has yet again proved it. He is amongst the top 3 wicket takers. I think he's on number 2. And that very well shows why India is doing so well in the T20 formats of late. Because he comes in, not only does the batting fire, but when he comes in, batsmen are not able to read him very well. So that's something that he's done pretty smartly to keep his mystery side very intact. Keeps coming up with new variations. So he's a big plus going into Super 8s. I think one area, okay, which is not as big in terms of the contributions until now, but I would want to say that Rinku Singh's fielding, I think that's a massive plus for India. With of course his batting in Netherlands was outstanding as well. He started hitting as soon as he came. But besides that, the way he feels at times can be one dimensional in terms of it doesn't come out as a massive impact. But tell me, when is the last time you've seen Rinku drop a catch? I have not seen him, right? So he gives you that outstanding dependability on the field, plus his ability to run fast, cut out those boundaries at the very last second by diving, jumping, running fast to the ball, approaching it very strongly. I think these are some of the highlights that has made Rinku so strong and gives us that extra advantage in the field. And I'm pretty sure that the batters take a note. If Rinku is running to the ball, they will not try and risk another run or try and try to sneak out an easy single, etc. So I think that's a big plus in my view. Now let's look at the areas that India needs to do better going into Super 8. Of course, the number one bit is Abhishek. Now see how the fortunes change, and that's why I say, the cricket is a game of glorious uncertainties. This guy walked into World Cup with almost every expert saying he is going to be the thing to watch out. He is going to be number one batter of World Cup. And what happened? He played three games, and how many runs has he scored? Zero. So that's how life is. Yeah, it's very humbling. Cricket is a big leveler. Walking into the World Cup with all the expectations on his head, I think that's playing in his mind. I think he's not picking the right ball at the right time. Of course, who am I to comment? He's a fantastic batter, but that's what you as a viewer can understand and see. And you just really hope that one of those slice of luck goes his way. And hopefully, he fires very strongly come Sunday for the South Africa match, because he's going to be a key asset for us if we have to dominate sides. We are doing very well, we are winning, but when Abhishek plays, we tend to dominate. And that's something that really scares the opponent and gives you a massive advantage. If you are, let's say, bowling second, then it gives you a massive advantage of those cushion of 30, 40 runs that he brings in more each time he plays well. Or if we are batting second, then the way he starts, it leaves everybody so comfortable. Even a high target can be thereafter chased down pretty easily by the remaining batters. So clearly, Abhishek is a massive area that we can improve on. Losing wickets in cluster, I think that's something that's bothered India all throughout this tournament. We walked in thinking that we will be the side which will do 250, 300. In fact, was something that the media kept rolling in, saying that this time will India do 300. And what's happened is that we've, I guess, crossed 200 only once, I guess. And that's something that one needs to keep in mind, that it's something that one will have to not take it for granted that this is something we will do each time we walk into the park. And also, a similar sort of story panned out with Australia being knocked out of the tournament. Imagine, just like Abhishek, Australia were expected to be the last, rather, finalists, right? Even Surya, I believe, in one of his interviews said that where do you see yourself in the World Cup? Then he said Narendra Modi Stadium, finals versus Australia. I clearly remember this interview he gave, and today Australia is nowhere. I mean, they are not even in the Super 8. And hence, just like life, just like business, just like cricket, everywhere one needs to be very, very humble. And of course, pray God, because God does play a massive role in everybody's fortunes, right? However much you believe in manifestation and positive thinking and a lot of good hard work, at the end of the day, that 10 percenter that God brings in terms of luck is very, very important. That does not let you be 100 until that 10 gets added to your 90. So I think that's another area that we'll have to focus on. We cannot lose so many wickets quickly. Off spinners have troubled India of late. So commentators were throwing some statistics saying that off spinners have fared the best against Indian batters, as compared to maybe some minnows like Nepal and others have got poorer strike rates against off spinners. But otherwise, in the big teams, India is the worst. So I think that's something we'll have to watch out, especially the number of left-handers that we've got in our lineup. So I'm sure Gigi is a very smart guy, and the entire management, and even Surya and the other batters, I'm sure they would have their plans worked out. But that definitely looks an area to do better in terms of off spin. The final area, unfortunately, I keep talking about it as the area of improvement, is the catching. Yet again, we dropped catches. Yeah, in the match of Pakistan, we saw Ishan drop a catch of Shaheen Shah Afridi. We also saw Abhishek drop a catch. Thereafter, in the match of Netherlands, Washi dropped a match. Of course, it's a sharp one. It was a sharp one, and was difficult. But of course, you expect these 50-50 chances to be taken. Even Abhishek's catch in the slip could have been taken. But of course, it was tough. And these are the ones we will need to take in the Super 8s. What happened in Netherlands, we dropped two sitters like Surya and Rinku, almost clashed. And Surya, despite being a captain, could not see Rinku taking that catch. And he's the most dependable catcher we have in the team. But he still went for it and spilled it. Kuldeep Yadav dropped again a sitter in Netherlands on the boundary, and not only did he miss the catch, but popped the ball over for a six. And Hardik, as you saw, was clearly furious with that kind of an effort. So this has been continuing to be a weakness. Luckily, because our batting and bowling is so much better, that these things are not affecting us. But that was, of course, the league stage. In Super 8s, the teams will be better. So your better batting, better bowling might not be as good, and hence these catches will then matter so much more. So that's something that I feel that we should do better. And yeah, that's about it. I think Pakistan and Netherlands match was fun to watch with great ease. We won it, but come Sunday, India South Africa won't be that easy. So let's see, but I hope I'm wrong. But if I'm not, I think it'll be a great watch. And even otherwise, if India wins easy, I think it's a great sign for us going forward in this campaign. So look forward to that match, and also look forward to thereafter. Again, speak to you all. Don't mind the delays, because yeah, this is my weekend hobby, so I don't get time until the weekend to kind of find time to talk to you all. But I'm very glad that there are a lot of followers, almost 100 people followed inside the first week. I'm very happy. Thank you so much. And I hope that you all also follow me on YouTube, which is where my full videos are. And look forward to keep talking and enjoying this sport like I do at always. And all of you who do, let's chat up, let's comment, and let's discuss what's happening in this World Cup and what will happen going forward. All righty then, bye bye for now, and see you around.